Hi everyone and welcome back to Carla. Well, as you can see here, it's a little special today, or to me at least. I always wanted to add a drill press to my workshop, but I never seemed to need it quite enough to spend the money on it. But luckily, my dad found this in a dumpster just recently, and he offered to give it to me because he already has one in his workshop. So of course I accepted because free, well, it's the best. So yeah, it's a little rough. It's from 1988, so it's not that old. But yeah, as I said, it's a little rough. It's quite rusty on all the bare metal surfaces. And when I turn it, yeah, we'll have to see if we can get it running. If we can, I think it might be worth putting some effort into restoring it, and then, yeah, well, then we have a free drill press in the workshop. Absolutely perfect. I really think we are going to need something like this in the restoration of Carla, so I'm really happy about this. Yeah, definitely. So let's have a look at it. I think we'll plug it in, see if it runs, and then take it from there. Okay, here goes. Yeah. Even though I have to start it manually, it doesn't smell. Okay. Yeah, I simply think we need to lubricate it, but because it really wants to run, and the engine isn't smelling of burnt anything. Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah, we definitely need to give it some oil, but it's running. I'm really impressed. Let's see if we can loosen the chuck, because it does look like this drill has been in here for quite a while, because it's just as rusty as the rest of the machine. So let's see if we can loosen that, and then we'll see if we can loosen all the other things. We should be able to twist and turn the table down here as well. So yeah. Well, this is an old school kind of chuck where you need the key to open it. And I have these two keys, luckily. So let's see if we can get it loose. No. Ah. Okay. Apparently the keys I have, they're too small. Let's get some pliers and see if we can open the chuck. And then I'll have to get a new chuck, or maybe get one of those you can tighten with your hands instead of this, or maybe get a bigger key. Just had to make sure which way to turn it. Holy moly. Well, it's turning, but it's not happy about it. Should. Okie dokie. Well, today it's time to cut this piece of plate away, remove the concrete, and we have to remove the concrete because, well, we've already cut into it, and I cannot close it up. We have to remove it and pour in some new concrete, because this is already half broken up. And some pieces have gone down between the concrete and the plate is now stuck even further out than it should be. And yeah, best thing is to remove it. Then we can also get a look in behind it and see how it looks. We also have to have a look at this frame. As you can see, this is a bit thinner than it should be. It's heavily corroded, and I really want these frames to go back to normal size. The ribs and the structure, the strength in the boat is the frames. So yeah, of course, combined with the sheets and everything, it all comes together. But especially the ribs, the frames. So let's cut away this one and knock away the concrete, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, once again, I'm glad we took it off. Have a look at this. I don't know how clearly it comes out on video, but it's heavily corroded. It's really deep corrosion, this. It wouldn't surprise me if we're down to 1 millimeter here. At least a couple of millimeters. Right in the middle, you can see where it was. Water has penetrated down next to the concrete and made this right here. So yeah, another good point to do this. We're going to remove the whole side on the other side as well. I'm almost sure of it, but we'll have to see about that. Now it's time to bring out the hammer drill and drill away or hammer away this piece I'll just have to get the top to put underneath to collect all the concrete so that we can weigh it, because I'm still weighing everything we take out of the boat, so at least all the ballast that we take out of the boat, so that we can put the same amount back in again. We want it to float the same as before, as much as possible, of course. But yeah, so let's get a top, I guess, and a hammer drill. There it is. We just had to get out the big tools. Well, okay. Now we know that that works. Let's see if we can get this moving. I definitely need to clean this before I want to try to bring this up. And then again, I don't really think we'll ever need to bring it up much because there isn't that much room to start with. And bringing it up just, well, means that we can only use very small drills. But for the sake of restoration, I think we'll clean this and make it look nice. Yeah, at least. Should be able to turn the table by losing this one. So let's do that. Yeah. No problem. No problem at all. Look at that. And then we have this. Yeah, and this is definitely a matter of giving it some oil, and then I think this is going to work perfectly. Well, all in all, at least according to what I see, I think we have a really good drill press that we're going to be able to use. The chuck was stuck. Maybe I turned it the wrong way at the beginning. You be the judge. But anyways, we got it unstuck. I need to see if I can find a key that's big enough to use on this chuck, or maybe just buy a new. I don't know. Is that called an auto chuck? I don't know. You know, the one you can tighten with your hands and you don't need the key for. But anyways, I think we'll take the whole thing apart now, and then we'll clean up all the rusty areas and give it a good scrub and see if we can get it tip-top again. Let's do that. Okay, now that we removed all this concrete, it's time to look at the frames. I think I'm going to replace the frame down to here and leave this part, because as you remember, when we removed the other frame or replaced it, we cut the frame all the way down here, removed this first, and then put in a new frame on top of it. But we won't be able to remove this, and we don't need to because it's full thickness. And this only has problems from here on and up. So I see no reason to do anything else but to cut it here and replace it. Up here, I want to replace this frame, the bottom of the frame, not the top, only the bottom. The bottom is a 10 millimeter piece of flat iron, whereas this is 5 millimeter sheet that's been shaped into the frame. So I want to replace the bottom section of it, the 10 millimeter piece. But to do that, we'll have to remove this plate all the way up to where we put in the new ones. And I do think we have enough structure in the boat now to do that. So yeah, let's cut a hole. Okay, I got most of the plate loose now. This, I can't get it to do. See this? So all the way up to here, it's loose. The same over there, of course, and over here, it's loose. Now we just need to loosen underneath the frames in here. There, and there, there, and there. And then, of course, we need to loosen the rest of the frames in here. Now, this is the point, and I just told Heidi as well, because she's home, so we just had lunch. And we're just talking about, I really need a torch, a blowtorch, oxygen and propane, I think. Is that true? A blowtorch, so that I could go all the way in close to the frames and cut it loose, because this would be very much easier than what I'm doing now, trying to do it with an angle grinder. But I really don't think I have that much need for a blowtorch, so we're probably not going to buy one. And I have the plasma cutter. I could of course use the plasma cutter. It could do some of what I needed to do right now, but my compressor just died. No, it didn't die, but the small regulator that regulates the airflow died, so I had to take it off. So now it's just full on yeah, you know, air pressure in the pistol, and that's too much for the plasma cutter. So that's why yeah. So that's why I'm using the angle grinder for this. If I can't get all the frames loose I'll just have to cut in between and cut away the plate a bit at a time until we get close enough to the frames to clean them, because we don't want to remove the frames because we're going to use them again, of course. That's where we're going to fasten the new plate onto. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well, we got the plate down. I had to cut it all the way across because I simply couldn't get to free up the frames in there. So now we'll have to take it away piece by piece until we get close to the frames so we can grind them down. And then when we have that away, we can start looking at the frames itself. Okay, first of all, I think we'll take off the belt, so when we're turning it, we don't have the resistance of the motor on the back there. And to do that, we have to remove, no, I think we can actually, it's really tight. No, we'll have to take this apart. This is the tightening assembly. We have a small spring here that's pressing the motor out, and you can tighten a small bolt in the middle here and tighten it in place. So let's see if we can get that loose without breaking anything. No problem. It just looks really rusty, but apparently, yeah, well, it's okay. Until now, anyway. Don't lose this. See if we can. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I'm just moving the belt up because I think I can't get it all the way up on just one. Maybe I can, actually. Oh yeah. Ha, no problem. There we go. Well, the belt doesn't look like it's from 1988. Well, but it's made in Germany, just like the machine. So, maybe. Ah, look at that. Uh-oh. That's not good. For some reason, I can turn the chuck without turning the drive belt. That means the drive belt can turn without the chuck turning. And quite easily, actually. Aha. That might be a problem. Okay. We definitely need to take off this drive wheel or take off the chuck. I don't know. How do I do that? Yeah, that's definitely not good. Boom, boom, boom. How do we get this off? Okay, like that, apparently. Okay. Apparently there was nothing holding. Ah, there's a set screw. Okay, it's actually a set screw. I don't know if you can see it. Like this maybe. In there's a small screw. Is that it? That's it? And the screw has come loose and... Oh well. Let's see if the screw works. No, it does. Okay, crisis averted. Apparently there is a small set screw that's used to tighten onto this flat surface in here, and it has just come loose. I don't know, it seems really weak to have just a small set screw being the one thing that holds this together. We definitely have a problem there. What is going on here? It seems like when it gets to the bottom, you can just keep turning it. Is it? Oh, it's just the screw. Okay. I keep thinking the worst, and then it's just nothing. What does that tell you about me? Where is it? There it is. Apparently that's it. We'll take it off again. Oh well. Now at least we can get to remove the top and give it a good clean before we put it back on again. We might also get to see how we can change the chuck, because I don't really know how this is all put together. If it's even possible to change the chuck on this one, I don't know. I think it might just be put on with a thread, be threaded on this axle, but I don't want to grab this to turn the chuck. So we'll see if we can put, if there's somewhere we can put on a key and then turn the chuck and get it loose. And if we can, we have to see what the thread is and if we can get a replacement. But look at that. It actually turns really nice. You have ball bearings and everything in here, and it looks all right.
Coffee time!
Coffee time. Yeah.
Hi.
Coffee time.
Coffee time. What are you doing?
Imagining worst case scenarios, and then it's nothing at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
It's actually going really well, and it's in really good condition, even though it's rusted.
Yeah, and it's nice. You've wanted one of these for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And it's from 1988.
Oh,
almost as
almost as old as me.
Yeah,
Us
and me. As she's older.
A little bit.
Oh well, back to work. Yeah, I was going to take off this whole shield so that we can have a better look at it. And it's just 4 Phillips heads, I think, up here. And then we should be able to take the whole thing off. So let's have a look. Aha, look at that. I don't really think we need to take this off. I think we can clean it and leave it on. Or should we replace the bolts? I see no reason to do it because they're working just fine. They're a little rusty, but that should be okay. And this, I want to see if we can get this piece of pipe off. This one. I want to take the whole assembly off, but before we do that, I want to take this apart, because this we need to clean and we need to straighten some of the handles and make it run better than what it is. It should retract on its own. So let's see if we can get this apart. Now we... Oh. You'll have to join me on this side. Well, this is where this is tightened, I think. We'll see if we can get these two apart. They're tightened, it's two nuts tightened up against each other, and that's what's locking this in place, I think. Hopefully we don't have any... No, I think that's it. But there's definitely some kind of spring mechanism in behind this. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, we have to be careful. Now, do we really want to take this apart with the chance of the spring going everywhere? Or should we just... No, we have to take it apart. We have to get this off. We can't get this off without... Well, there is a chance that it's going to be really hard getting this back together again. And it might be stupid to do it. There's some kind of roll-up spring in here, and that's definitely the spring that should be taking this back up again. But something is resisting this, and I think it might be in there. So I would like... Or is it just in here? Oh, we definitely have something scouring in there. This is clean. We have that. I think we have to take it apart. We'll get it back together again. Yeah. The famous last words of a fool. Okay. They should come off in two separate nuts, I'm pretty sure, but they're rusted together. There it is. Like that. Oh well. Wish me luck. Here goes. Okay. Haha. Look at that. I think it might actually be quite simple to get this back on. Again, I can just put it on here and then wind it, and then it's working. Yeah. We might actually be able to tighten the spring. Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. And there we have the problem, I think. This rust in here is what's making it turn badly. This gear is turning onto this, yeah, well, not the axle, but yeah, the piece that goes up and down. This turns it up and down, and that's how it works. We need to clean this and clean the handle, of course, and then it should work perfectly again. We might be able to take this out actually if we can loosen this one. Okay. Now, first of all, of course, I love free tools, but I love to restore old tools as well, as I've been talking about before. I love the thought of restoring something back to good use instead of just buying something new. Because every time we buy something, a lot of energy is going into making it instead of just using what we have already. Look at this. Can you see it? No. With the ball bearings and everything. I wonder how to change the chuck on this one. I think we have to take off this plastic thing. Oops. Oh well. Should have loosened that one. Oh well. We'll have to see if we can fix that. Yeah. Okay. Now look at this. I wonder if there is some kind of something I can lock onto in there with a key and then turn the chuck, and then we can get it off this axle and change it to something else. I hope so. Otherwise we'll have to get a key to use on this chuck. But it runs really nice. Perfect. Okay, it really doesn't seem like there's anything to grab onto in there. And I'm quite sure that this is mounted onto this axle with the thread in there. I really want to change this chuck, I think. Of course I could just buy a new key for it, but it's an old chuck. I don't know how good it grips, how well it grips. Now, I have these soft jaws on my vise, so we should be able to grab this axle without damaging it. Yeah. So let's try that of course, if we do the slightest damage to it, it won't be able to travel up and down. And that's really bad. No, nope, I'm not going to try that. Okay, we might get the axle out of this ball bearing assembly. And then there might be somewhere to grab the axle all the way up next to the chuck instead of grabbing it out here. I'm afraid I'm going to twist the whole axle because it's quite thin, and if I twist it, well, we're done with. I might as well throw the whole machine away. So yeah, let's take this apart, see if we can take off the chuck up here. A long time ago, I bought this very cheap set to remove stuff like that. I don't remember what they're called. It's like a split that's all the way around the axle down there, and this can remove it. But yeah, it's definitely not the best equipment, but it usually works. And again, I don't really need it enough to buy something new. But sometimes I just wish I had. See down there? I have to take this in and then remove this. Is it a lock ring? It just came to me. I think it actually might be a lock ring. Can you see it? Yep. Now this should be able to move through the bearing. Or maybe not. No. Well, maybe not. We're getting closer and closer to the point where I just say that we need to buy a new key for this and then just keep it, because this is really turning out to be a job. And I don't want to put it in the vise and just twist it. Rubber hammer, maybe. It's not moving at all. Not at all. Am I missing something? No. It's not moving at all. Not at all. Okay. Oh well. I'm really tempted to just put it in here and then see if we can get it loose. But if I break this now, it moves. Ha! Ah! No way! Yes way. Ah, come on! Okay, I just have to see if I damaged anything. Hopefully not. Nope, nothing at all. Still works. Okay, I simply have to start giving this machine some more credit. I really didn't think that the chuck was put on with a conical axle the way that chucks are put on. larger machines, but apparently it is. And if I just, yeah, well, doesn't matter. I didn't break anything. Everything is still good. But I have to stop thinking of this as a cheap machine that's probably put on with a thread and stuff like that. This is conical. Nothing is holding the chuck onto the axle, but the friction between the two things. They're made absolutely perfect for each other, and when you put this on, it stays there. It's an amazing invention, and it really works. It works on larger machines, although on larger machines this part is on the chuck and the hole is on the machine instead, and you put it up into it and you put a wedge in through it to get it loose and stuff like that. But it's the same principle, but I really didn't think it was like that on this one, because this is the other way around. But yeah, okay, so we got the chuck off. Now I'll see if I can find another chuck online somewhere that's put on like this. If not, well, no harm done. We'll put it back on. Maybe clean this up and then put it back on, get a key for it. But yeah, now we have some options. I'll just put this lock ring back on it before we forget where it is. Well, it's a good thing I didn't break anything because I really didn't like putting it in the vise, but it worked and we got it off. Now this whole assembly, I think, is absolutely perfect. It's a bit rusty, but I think we can clean it off, and the ball bearings are working well. Now I want to see if we can get the top off, then we can get to clean this pipe properly, or maybe even see if we can find another piece of pipe. I have some different sizes laying around, so maybe we can change it out to something that's even longer, so we can get some more room for the things that we're drilling. But that all depends on the thickness and the dimension of the pipe. So let's see if we can get it apart. Should be able to loosen this. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there it is. Man. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. I just love how everything apparently is working on this machine. Yep. Wow. It's actually really thin, this pipe, or the walls of the pipe, as you can see. I thought it was going to be something massive, maybe 5 millimeters, but no. Oh well, if it works. We should be able to slide this off, but I think the rust is preventing it. So I might just take some sandpaper. Boom, boom, boom. We have some over here. There we go. Haha. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. Now we just need to take... okay. Here we have a problem. I think this is welded onto this flange down here. So, unfortunately, I think it might be impossible to take it apart. Of course, we could undo the weld, put a new piece in, weld it back together again. Yeah, well, we can do that. So, if we can find a piece that's the same dimensions, we might do that. But let's just get this apart first, and then we'll have a look. And again, as you can see, somehow it's fused together. I'm pretty sure. It must be. So yeah. Okay, so it's all apart. And it's looking really good. I was just in having some lunch with Heidi, and I tried looking up on the internet what a new chuck costs. And I think we're just going to get a key for this one, at least for now, because it's quite a lot. And again, if we go buy a new chuck for it, well, it's not free anymore. So we'll do this, use this one for now, and then if we need it, we'll buy a new chuck for it. I think a key for this one is 1/10 the price of a new chuck. So yeah, we'll buy a key. Anyways, next time we'll start removing some of the rust on the surfaces before we put it all back together again. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, so I guess that's it for now. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, of course. And go visit our Patreon site if you want to see the videos before everyone else. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.